Hello world, how you guys doing this morning? Another beautiful day. Um, I am trying to get some better cameras, 4 to 8K cameras, that is, for the better picture quality. That I am working on, and I will have it before the year is up. So between this month and next month, I should have some new cameras with better picture quality. So yeah, because quality is important when you're doing YouTube. But anyway. Um, I haven't got the Xbox Series X yet. Still using the Xbox One right now, but I'll eventually get one. Probably later on. Probably sometime next year. Somewhere between March, between now and say August of next year. I'll probably have one. So I'm not sweating it right now because there's plenty of games to play on Xbox One. Plenty of games. They got some publisher deals, publisher sales in the Microsoft store on the Xbox One right now. It is crazy. It is crazy, man. And right now we're in Thanksgiving weekend, and you got the Black Friday sales, and the deals that you get on the games up in there. Yeah. So, and plus there's new games coming. Plus there's new games coming out while you're getting your publisher sale. You know what I'm saying? So, see me. When I was when I had the Nintendo Wii U, that's what I wanted Nintendo to do with the Wii U. Instead of focusing on sales so darn much, work on your infrastructure and fix the console. You didn't need to build a Switch, but they didn't listen to a lot of us Wii U fans, and now they're in court. But then they turn around trying to go after anybody that used their games in a stream or whatever. It's pathetic to watch them go through their going through these issues, man. When the Wii U fans was telling them not to build a Switch, they didn't want to listen to anybody. So you reap what you sow, But anyway, um, I have bookmarked this article, and I was trying to get around to it, but now I got the chance to do it. So here we go. So remember when 343 Studios they made some changes. They replaced the lead replaced the producer. Look like Ubisoft is doing the same things. This is because of their Skull and Bones project. So listen to this. It says Ubisoft removes managing director of its Skull and Bones studios. It says Hughes Record, the man in charge of overseeing Ubisoft Singapore studios, which is currently developing Skull and Bones, has been removed from that position following the result of a leadership audit. According to a copy of an internal company email sent out earlier this week and obtained by Kotaku, Record has been in that role since early 2018 and responsible for overseeing the studio's many projects, which includes not just Ubisoft's upcoming pirate ship game, combat game, but co-production responsibilities on the Assassin's Creed series and the upcoming Immortals, Phoenix Rising, formerly called Gods and Monsters. Effectively, immediately, Hughes Record is no longer managing director of Ubisoft Singapore. Reads the email from Ubisoft Chief Studio Operating Officer Virginie Hayes, who took over that position in August amidst the company ongoing Me Too reckoning. This result of the leadership audit that was conducted in the last few weeks by our external partners make it impossible for him to continue in this position. It remains unclear if Record has been fired from the company or simply removed from his current management position. The news comes after an August 14 investigation into the workplace abuse at Ubisoft by Gamasutra, which reported that Record had been accused by multiple sources of sexual harassment, including making suggestive comments about what women were wearing and soliciting kisses at work events. Source Kotaku have spoken with over the last several months say that Recore management style and behavior at work was problematic, citing bullying, demeaning comments, and retaliatory action against those perceived to have stood up to him. Recore and Ubisoft did not immediately respond to a request for comments. The internal email from Hayes stated that Ubisoft Singapore Director of Operation Matthew Thorpe and Human Resource Director Debbie Lee will ensure a smooth transition in the interim, and that the studio will hold an upcoming town hall to address employee questions about Recore's removal. Revealed at E3 2017 as a large warfare game inspired by Assassin's Creed 4, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Skull and Bones was originally supposed to come out the following year, but has since been delayed multiple times. In July of this year, VGC reported that the game had been rebooted. Three sources with knowledge of the game development, but who wished to remain anonymous because they were not authorized to speak to the press, told Kotaku that the game had been undergone multiple revisions since development started and is currently still a way off from release. Elizabeth Palin, the game's second creative director, acknowledged some of these delays and change to direction in a September open letter to fans. Updated 11:22 p.m. Eastern Time, 11:18:20. A spokesperson for Ubisoft told Kotaku in an email that Recore has not been terminated and will continue on at the company, just not in Singapore. We can confirm that Hughes Recore is both stepping down from his role as managing director, they put a signal MD, and also leave the Singapore studios, but will remain at Ubisoft. The spokesperson said Ubisoft declined to comment further on why Recore is moving to a different office. So the reasons why games from Ubisoft was being delayed was because things were happening behind the scene, and some women, based on the article, the things were happening, and they had to make changes within the studio so the studio can continue to grow. And we live in such a tense time now, where everything is really sensitive. So like in the workplace, you have to be careful. You have to be really careful. Like who you hang around, who you socialize with, and who you hang around with, and what you say, some things that you say can come back to hurt you, and with this Me Too movement, you have to be, not, a lot of, that time was tense, and a lot of women were coming out saying that they were being abused, harassed, and the whole nine. So it looked like it was happening at Ubisoft Studios in Singapore. So Ubisoft had to take actions before the situation got out of hand, and then make changes, so they can get back on track to developing games. But in gaming studios, corporation, big businesses, things like this always happening. So when it comes to situations like that, you really can't take sides. You're gonna have to let that situation, if it becomes a court issue or whatever, you have to let that stuff play out in the courts. Let the courts deal with it. But your personal opinion, you know, shouldn't your personal opinion shouldn't you shouldn't be taking sides with your personal opinion. Let that thing play out in courts. And that's what was going on in the studio. Changes had to be made, and games were supposed to be released, and changes were supposed to be made. I mean, games were supposed to be released, and things were happening while the games were being made. So changes had to be made so the ship, meaning the studio, can continue to sail. And Ubisoft, the heads at Ubisoft had to really take care of it before it got out of hand. To quiet the storm, so to speak. But I'm glad that they took care of it, and they can now get back on track to make games and have fun making games. And like I said, in every workplace, things in every workplace, things happen. Things happen. And some things are big, some things are small, but both. And the companies affected, and both parties affected, and actions has to be taken. So that's what happened in these companies around the world, man. Things happen. So it's good to see that they're, like I said, I'm glad that they're getting back on track to developing Skull and Bones and all the other games that they have under their belt to make. So we'll see what now that the Xbox Series X and PS5s is out, and now we can see what these games are all about. But the game was supposed to. I thought the game looked like it was going to come out on the Xbox One and PS4. It looked like it, but now we know what really happened at that studio. Now we know why the game got pulled back, because based on the video that I saw, it was pretty. The video looked pretty good. Because let's face it, Sea of Thieves on Xbox brought a lot of ideas to people's heads. Once that game came out, it brought a lot of ideas, and I think I remember saying in a video that Sea of Thieves has started a war on the seas, because there were a lot of games was going to come out proving that they can keep that with different gameplay, but trying to prove that they're better than Sea of Thieves. And Lord and behold, here comes Skull and Bones, and then there was Atlas is already out. So yeah, there's competition, man. But it's good to see that Ubisoft is getting things. The heads at Ubisoft are taking care of things and getting things back on track the way it's supposed to be. So like I said, we look forward to seeing what happens when they release these games. But Skull and Bones, I was definitely looking forward to. I was definitely, because the video, I was like, wow, okay, let's see what y'all do. So we'll see when next year rolls around, or whenever that game decides to comes out. But other than that, man, I'm gonna leave a link in the description box for this article. And nice talking to you people. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek thing, or Dark Side. Gone. Peace.